Hello, hello. I'm your 2016 presidential candidate, Michelle Hope Walker. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. So you all know I'm a speaker, I'm an evangelist, comedian, personality, TV, radio, speaker. So I'm all these different things. So I'm always putting out different videos, not only just about my run for president, but also just to encourage and inspire, So I do the Michelle Hope Walker show every month at the Hollywood Library. And so one of the people that I am going to be honoring, because I love to honor people. I love to kudos to people. If you follow me on my Twitter, which is Hope_Speaks, and you go to my YouTube channel, which is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. You'll see where I'm constantly, giving kudos to people, congrats to people, honor, because that's just me. That's the type of heart that I have, is that I care for people. I'm not a hater. I love people. I'm a lover. Oh my God, I'm a lover. But anyway, I'm a lover. I love people, and I love to see people happy, and I love to see people do things for people and help people, and people are going after what it is they want to do in their life and not letting anything stop them. I love it. I love it. I love it. I know in one of my videos I talk about Eminem starter and how she's so smart, and I think it's about, you have to go on and look at the video, but either she's on her way to college or already in college, she was valedictorian or something, but I love that type of stuff. Even the story of Eminem just himself, on how because he was a white rapper, he was actually being discriminated against, sort of like the Izzy, which I love my girl, shout out to Iggy, because that's wrong. It's wrong. We wouldn't want nobody trying to block us out, so we shouldn't be trying to block other people out. But anyway, so regardless of the challenges that Eminem had, he did not give up, and he kept knocking on the door, doing what he could do, and then the door opened for him. God bless. So, that's me. I love cheering people. So one of the people that I'm cheering on is Shirley Chisholm. And that's for the month of February, and the Michelle Hope Walker show will be February 10th. And in Hollywood. And, I'm reading, and looking at different just readings about her. And so one book that she has is Unbought, Unbossed, and just different things that she talks about. I think it's just so interesting, and just so awesome, and then also, just looking at the whole thing of African American women overall, African American women overall in politics, and the extra challenges that we have to face, especially if we are not willing to conform. Get that word out right. Conform to the political machine bosses, It's amazing. They talk about gangs and the mafia. And I'm like, but let's talk about these political bosses that if you don't follow after or do things the way they think needs to be done or want done, they got ways of little things just happening to you, around you, or blocking you, from doing things. It's just so amazing. But her book, Unbossed, so some of the things, well, first of all, she was and we're talking about Shirley Chisholm, was the first black woman elected to Congress. So that says a lot right there. This was in the 60s, so that's a blessing, and the thing is, she was with the Democrat Party, but she got labeled a troublemaker by them, because we know, that's why when I hear people say, oh, well, that person is when somebody talks about someone else like that, I almost want to go get with that person they're talking about. Because a lot of times that person is not really a troublemaker. That person's very smart, and that person's very intelligent. And the majority of the people don't want to rock the boat. They want to stay doing the same old, which most of the time doing the same old ain't helping nobody. Which is why you got that one that's always speaking out, saying, hey, why don't we do this? Why are y'all still doing that? And then they try to label them the troublemaker. But I'm telling you, these be the people of our future. Because no matter how the Democrat Party, even at that time, because we still have parties that do that, Republican Party dealing with that little thing of theirs right now, that I guess they're trying to call Trump and Cruz troublemakers. But, the people are supporting Trump and Cruz. So it's like, what you gonna do, you know? Which I'm not Republican and I'm not for voting Republican, but I do like how Trump is defying them all. I love it because that political boss thing, I don't like. I'm so glad to see somebody taking a stand. Now, again, when we get talking about races, I talk about Shirley Chisholm, Sojourner Truth, has talked about, and even Cynthia McKinney, who also ran for president of the United States of America, had talked about, you know, there's an extra piece for black women, an extra challenge for us. See, it's neat that Donald Trump, a white man with money, can get up there and just say whatever. Because you take me, a black female with not as much money as Trump, then they start looking at you and labeling you crazy. You're like, really? Why? I mean, you know, that's racism and classism and genderism. So really, how are you gonna, you know? So, but I just like how she took stands, you know. And then on race, she said racism is so universal in this country, so widespread and deep-seated that it is invisible because it is so normal. So Shirley Chisholm said this back in the late 1960s, early 70s. And we still see that sometime today. Because when you look at somebody, clearly you know they're discriminating. You know it's racism. Nobody wants to call it as racism. Everybody want to play a little game. Well, no, maybe it's some other reason. Because nobody wants it to be racism. So then they try to play like it's something else. No, call it what it is. It's racism. Systemic racism that is so deeply ingrown and unconscious and like she was saying, normal. Because they just used to doing it that way. It's a normality for them. That they don't even see that it's racism. So that's, you know, and then she talked about the handicap and the challenges. She talked about a black woman in politics. Of my two handicaps, being female put many more obstacles in my path than being black. So she's not the only one to talk about this. You know, again, you know, me being a black female woman running for United States of America president. Oh, he has a whole bunch of extra challenges. They don't even want to really acknowledge you as being serious. They want to laugh you off. You know, so real. And she was saying this in the late 60s, early 70s. Now, again, you got to keep in mind now, the black females that want to go with the machine, want to look like society say, you need to have your hair straight and you need like a Barbie doll, or you need to like the, you know, they tend to push through. They're willing to conform to that boss policy. But those of us, I mean, I am a Democrat, but I'm running for president as independent because I didn't want to have to go through the boss political machine party and try and tell me that you can't run for president. You can't tell me I can't run for president. Legally, it says I can run for president. I don't have to run up under my party. I can run independent. I have that right. And that's what I say. I love that. I love myself and that I know who I am because then I know my rights. You know, now some people, unfortunately, they would call, oh, well, that's arrogant. That's, no, it's not. No, it's not. Boo, it's not. And please love yourself and know your rights. Because if you don't stand up for yourself, people will walk all over you. Okay? Speak up. Stand up. And again, it's so many things that go on in the day. You probably don't want to stand about everything because you'll be tired. But I'm just saying, stay prayed up, pick and choose, and figure out which one is your key issue that you need to be standing up on, you know. So that's Shirley Chisholm saying it. But again, I could take you all the way back to Sojourner Truth. Where Sojourner Truth, and this was back here in the 1800s, late 1800s. In a book called Courageous Women Rebels, on page 19 and 20, Sojourner Truth stated that one woman at that time said blacks and females were the two most hated elements of humanity. Sojourner was both. So I talk about how a lot of people hated her and how she had to constantly flee for her life from the point that she was black and a female and speaking so boldly and, standing up, for issues. And she had people that loved her and supported her, but then she had people that were just like, oh my gosh, who do you think you are? And like I always tell y'all, when somebody gets talking about who do you think you are, I already know that's haterade. Get away from them people. They are not for you. Because those are the type of people, they go after all their goals and dreams, and you may be looking at their goals and dreams like, really, but you don't put them down, you cheer on, because you try to stay positive with it, But then as soon as you're doing something that you feel letting call do, they want to hate on all your stuff and look at you like you crazy, talking about who do you think people like that, to me, they don't love themselves. Because people who love themselves and know themselves, they know, hey, she's going after or he's doing exactly what he's feel led to do right now. Kudos. Congrats to that person. Because I'm going after what I feel God's calling me to go after, And so, but, it's sad to say, but you almost wonder if this is still true. Blacks and females, the two most hated elements of humanity. We see how, as women, females, the challenges that we still deal with all around the world. Now one thing I want to say, I'm running for president. I tell everybody vote for me. But I do see the stuff that Hillary goes through and Carla, Fiona has went through. The questions that they get asked, the critique, how they're critiqued differently because they're a woman. It's not right. It's not right. I do stand on that's it's not right. And so, we just have to stay prayed up. And Cynthia McKinney, bless her heart. Now here she had been in the U.S. House of Representatives, been in Congress for about 10 years, standing up for issues. She ran for president. She constantly giving out information, helping people. They still try to label her crazy. But again, black female, black woman. The more I'm doing researching and looking at this issue about the double hatred that may be a challenge, because it can't stop us. As you see, all these women still got things done. As you see, I'm still getting things done. It ain't stopping me. It ain't stopping none of the rest of them, But the double challenge that black women have to deal with. Our racial identity, and then also our gender. But I am happy to be a woman. I'm happy to be black. So you be proud of who you are. But again, I point that out because I want people then to make sure that you're being fair in your assessment of me and of others. Make sure that when you're looking at people, you're judging them through unbiased eyes. Because if a white man can get up here and say all kind of stuff, he can be feeding you lies you don't even know. Well, because he's white and a man look like he got some money, you believe in him. That's why sometimes when you see stuff like Madoff and people got tricked by these different people, it's like, that's you. Because he was white and a male figured that he could tell no lies or do no wrong. That's like sometimes how white people can get by stealing in stores and doing all kind of stuff because they so busy watching a black person or person of color or other ethnicities because they think they the one that's going to do wrong. That they're not watching a white person, they getting away with all kind of stuff. Now again, I don't make these comments to be racist because I'm not racist, but again, y'all know, especially in America, in our society, what do they see as the pure, perfectionist picture? Race, the white race. And unfortunately, the black race is way down somewhere. But again, things are changing, we're growing and things, but still, we still got to deal with that brainwashing that's in people's minds. So I say all this to say that one, to heighten your awareness of the challenges that black women go through. And that's why, too, I was speaking up for Lakeisha. black woman in Vegas that got caught up in some stuff. Black women are dealt with more harsh. Women already a lot of times can be dealt with more harshly. But then especially women of color are dealt with more harshly. And we have to watch that. We have to watch that. And we have to watch that the way you judge someone is not coming from your unconscious systemic racism. Meaning that you just so used to what you're saying that it's normal that you're not realizing that you're being racist and discriminative and biased in your thought or your comments. So just wanted to put that out there, and like I said, for me, running for president, as I'm reading, researching, studying, and watching, I'm like, okay, that's why when I say I'm running for president, I'm a black female. I have a lot of money. I'm a black woman, so I'm looking. I got the classes and going on to the people. Just look at, money. How you gonna run for it? Well, first of all, because in most cases people don't use their money; they raise money. So if you give me money to help me do this campaign, because that's how everybody else is getting it. It just amazes me. It's the same thing that I'm on here talking about and asking is what all the other candidates are doing. But you see them as more of a viable, serious candidate than you see me. Why? The only difference could be my race, my gender, and my class. Think about it. And when you think about that, if that's where your view of me comes from, then you may not admit it. But in most cases it's true if you're trying to be negative towards me. Because I have a right to run for president. You just need to pray and reprogram yourself. From the Oscars to all kinds of stuff, discrimination just really does, racism and all that, it really just still does exist. Now we're trying to tear it down. We are. And I know even Christian stations like Daystar, I love how Daystar talks about the issue a lot. Kudos to Joni and Marcus Lamb. I like that because even in the church, there's been a lot of racism, a lot of things going on, a lot of challenges with us women evangelists, because I'm also an evangelist. I go and I preach the word, So we just got to stay prayed up. And so I guess it's just a call to think, think. And, the challenges of a black woman in politics. Now, again, I could label just in politics the challenge of a black woman just day by day life. Now, I know our black men talk about, what about it? But the key thing a man has to see, society still is like a patriarchal, y'all know what I'm trying to say, patriarch type society where the man, and don't get me wrong, I respect the man, and I most definitely believe in marriage. My husband is the lead. I'm not married right now, but most definitely, especially as he follows God, I plan to follow him and submit, and all. I'm that strong type of chick that I can do that, in the name of Jesus. But so there's still even that extra challenge of for black women, whether they're in politics or whatever they're in. The pressure, the challenges on us, the extra pressure and challenges. We're not like other races. We can stand up strong, so we stand up so because we're the mad black woman. Really? Why am I mad? I'm not mad. I'm speaking assertive just like you were just speaking assertive. Why when I speak assertive, I'm the mad black woman? This is not true. This is not true. I'm not mad. I'm just standing up for my rights. I'm not mad. It's amazing. It's amazing. So again, I just want to put it out there. Some more stuff I just read. I'm like, wow, that's so real. So when I stand up and say I'm running for president, people looking crazy, and people, feel like, you black. They ain't saying it, and they might not even realize, but unconsciously they're being racist and they're discriminating Because their first thought is that you're black, you're a woman, and you don't have no money. How you gonna run for president? And I'm sitting here like, well, first of all, if you look, we have a whole system set up that we raise money and stuff got to go through our political bank account that we're not supposed to be using a certain amount of our money. If we do, we got to borrow it from ourselves to put it in. And that doesn't make a difference because when I become president, I'm going to get a certain amount of resources. The key point is you want to watch who you put in that position to make sure their mind is right, that they're going to help everybody and not just going to keep helping the rich and the poor just keep getting poor. All right, y'all. Oh, I love it though, because we got to speak the truth. You know, a lot of people don't want to tackle these issues. They're like, well, if I say, a lot of people scared to say stuff. Like, well, if I say this, they're going to say I'm racist. If I say, you know, everybody knows that I'm not racist. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just speaking the truth. And black women know we deal with this stuff all the time, no matter how much they don't want to say it, and especially don't want to say it in front of other races. But I'm like, we got to speak it. How are we going to deal with it if we all trying to act like it does not exist? And racism, genderism, all of that really extra exists with black women. So stop playing and stop lying, acting like it don't. Oh. You know, then I go into our hair. We're always getting judged about our hair. Y'all watch my videos. You've seen I did a lot of YouTube videos about our hair. I mean, it just be challenges on and on. You know, I'm loving my natural movement. Well, I'm putting no heat to my hair at all. And I love it. You know, now it's grown out some. But I remember when I was cutting it constantly off and it was little, you know, people looked at you like you're crazy. Well, why don't you put on a wig? Why don't you add in weave? Well, why don't you? Well, I don't want to add in weave, and I don't want to wear a wig right now. I mean, I've worn them before. I've had weave before. But I don't have to be forced to wear a wig or wear weave or straighten my hair for you to accept me. Are you for real? What other race has to do all these things to be considered legit or acceptable? And sometimes, I'm just going to keep it real, sometimes our black men are the worst when it comes to accepting the black women. I don't know how many encounters of black women. I'll be like, I know you just did not say that, my brother. Oh my gosh. But they don't talk about how they can negatively treat us for why we may be looking at them like, I know you did not just... You know, and it's not all black men, but please don't know. We got a lot of good black men that respect the sisters, you know, that know our natural hair is beautiful. You know, we always have to watch that one too. When our natural hair is like my sister. We have a wig or weave and looking like, you know, Beyonce is somebody, you know, oh, what's up, Ma? You know, it's like, okay, so I'm sexy in the weave and the wig or if my hair is straight, but if I decide to wear my natural curly, natural hair that's growing from my scalp, you know, it's so weird because back in the day, I used to wear wigs and weave all the time. And I guess maybe I was wearing it in days, maybe everybody wasn't wearing it. And I remember I used to get stuck in it. Oh my God, she thinks she all that because she got a weave on. That ain't her hair. That ain't her hair. You know? And now people have gotten so brainwashed with the weave and the wigs and the certain type perms and all this that now you almost get negatively scrutinized for not wearing a wig, weave, or perm or your hair straight. And I'm like, are you for real? All right. Okay, y'all. What else? Also, people, stop being scared of us black women. We're not trying to hurt y'all. We were just really not. I guess that's the other thing we're running for president. And Facebook, I don't know if it has anything to do with why Facebook is messing with my Facebook page. Because I know I have not said anything on there. No different from any other presidential candidate as far as the level of material. You know, I haven't threatened anybody. I haven't done anything, you know, out of... You know, matter of fact, some of the other candidates have threatened people. Trump was talking about even if he had a gun or some, his supporters would still support him. I was like, I wish I had some supporters, and no matter what I said, they'd support me. But anyway, I'm not even saying nothing like that, and so, and his Facebook and everything is up. So it just amazes me. So I have to deal with that theory, the social media theory of being black woman running for president, even through social media, that I can be saying something and it's taken differently than white men with money say all the time. Like, why is it a positive when he said, and when I said, I'm looked at like, oh, somebody said right. I'm not saying different than what he's saying. But anyway, all right. So let me go ahead and close this out. So you have been watching your 2016 presidential candidate Michelle Hope Walker, and I've just been discussing the challenges of being a black woman, politics in life, the biases. But especially in politics. And I've talked about statements that Sojourner Truth has made, and that was in the 1800s, the late 1800s. Comments that one of the first African-American black woman ran for president of the United States of America, Shirley Chisholm, also had talked about in relation to being black and a woman in politics. So, just something for you to ponder and think on, because I'm a real person experiencing it, so I don't care if people, no, that's not true. No, you come walk in my skin, boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? You come, because you can't tell me what I see each day and what I deal and experience with each day. That's why I love personal testimonies, because there can't nobody be trying to tell you, that didn't happen. No, you can't tell me. I know what, But it's encouraging, because in the name of Jesus, whatever God got for my life and any other black woman, it's going to be, and God's still going to tear down walls and whatever he got to do, and we will succeed, and we have the victory in the name of Jesus. The devil is a lie. So again, we win at the end of the day, but we still got to discuss the challenges to continue to try to make it easier for our younger black girls, for the younger black women, so it's not so challenging for them, and they don't have to deal with these same biases, stereotypes, discrimination, and all this other stuff that we have had to go through. Okay, so you're watching 2016 presidential candidate. You can call me 323-338-6580. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. You can also tweet me, Hope_speaks, Hope_speaks. Hopefully my Facebook will be back up and together, and that is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, period. Listen. And so just get my name out there. Vote for me for United States of America President, Michelle Hope Walker. Get my name out there all through your social medias, Instagram, and everything. Let people know, hey, vote for Michelle Hope Walker. Vote for Michelle Hope Walker. You can text me. You can call me, 323-338-6580. And God bless.